up in the chat. If you can't find it, you could certainly email me and I will send it to you. But all right, it started. Okay, so the benefits with this is you could use this for a number of different ways. You can either send this out, you can mail it out, you could either go door to door with it. So a few variations for it. All right, so I'm going to get started. Let me share my screen. All right, so you guys, oh, that's so weird. I was holding MOXI. So here it is. We're going to go into the CBX plus MOXI right now. That's what it looks like on desk. All right, and then when you open it up, it looks like this. So just to go over a little brief maintenance, is over here on your account. You go to my account. This is basically where you edit everything. So everything over here, if you guys are new to MOXI, and this really isn't a full in-depth MOXI class, but you will get an idea of MOXI through this. You can edit anything here. So all of your information pulls over from your CB Homes admin profile, but you can override anything. So this would be where the F is, would be your picture. You literally just click on that camera and you can upload a new picture. And then the big blue pencil over here is where you can edit all of your information. So it does have first name, last name. It skipped personal info. So here is where you can change this. So you see, I can change any of this that I want. So you can add everything here, and it's important that you guys do set this up, because if you are new to MOXI, you do get a full tile just dedicated to yourself on MOXI. So it's definitely set this up and basically go through these 3 links. So you have the personal info, contact info, and then your web info, which is your bio. You know, and I would just recommend for the bio, just do bullets, because the days of nobody's reading anymore. And then of course you have your social media down here. All right, and then the other thing to mention too, is I just want to point out, is on the left-hand side over here, you have my brand. This is a great way if you guys have your own logo. So if you have your own logo, you can upload it here, over here where it says logo, and basically they have it for dark or light background. Honestly, the easiest way to do this, guys, is just upload it for both. So the easiest thing is if it's in a PNG, you have a transparent background, and just put it on both of those, and then the logo will actually show up next to the Coldwell Banker logo. Okay, so then that's pretty much it for setting it up. Once you've done that, you're ready to run your MOXI. So like I said, we're going to do the neighborhood report. So I'm going to hit this create new. And for this, I'm going to use the seller presentation. So we do have 4 presentation types: buyer, seller, buyer tour, which that's buyer tour is a great one. And then the non-listing. The non-listing is basically a customized one. It has nothing in it. But here, I'm going to use the seller one and hit continue. And then that's the one I'm going to use, is that default seller CMA pages right there, and hit continue. And then you can name it. So obviously, since this is a neighborhood, I'm actually going to put the name of the neighborhood in. And then this listing source would be where you're pulling your comps from. And then basically you hit create. You're going to wait for that little circle to start spinning. Okay, so now I'm in here. You know what? I need an address. I don't have an address for Harbor Beach. Let me find one first. So what you would just need to do is put in a general address for your, obviously, your neighborhood. You don't need to do the whole thing. So here, since this is my Harbor Beach, I could literally just say one of these street names. So I'll say Marion Drive. Okay, so where I'm going to put this actually is over here. I'm just going to put in this Marion Drive. See, I didn't put any kind of city in there, or I mean any numbers for the Marion Drive. Kept it general, keep it Florida. Forget what the zip code is here. I'll leave that blank. Let me see if I could just run it like that. So basically, and we'll come back to this. I'll show you how basically we're going to fill this out. I'm just going to keep it pretty basic right now. Okay, so then once you hit continue, it's going to give you this. So you see, I kind of have everywhere. So what I'm going to actually do is use the advantage of this map. You see it's pulling in all of these areas here. So what I'm going to do is really hone in on the map, and I'm going to draw around my neighborhood so that I can restrict it. You got to watch with this map too, is the minute you touch it, it gets like, it reloads 50 million times. So here is I'm going to use this draw feature. So you have two. The quick draw is basically you hold your mouse down and draw around it. The multi-draw is a little bit more precise. Basically, you could click and kind of hover over things. I kind of forget where this, I think this is the neighborhood. Okay, we're going to kind of guess. I think it's somewhere, let's just pretend. It has some weird, like something like this, but I'm not sure. Okay, so obviously you guys would know better where your neighborhoods are than me. But now I can basically have that, and you see now I'm at the 52 listings. Okay, that seems a little bit more in line than the 132 that I had. So if I wanted to, if I know that I'm going to feature this whole neighborhood, I could basically include all these listings if I'm really just doing a whole overview of the neighborhood. So what you can do here is normally if you just want to do one by one, you literally hover over here and select. But since I'm going to do all, I can hit that include all up at the top. And basically it selected them all. And how you always know is that listings will show you how many comps you have in here. Okay, now since this is the neighborhood, you don't have to really worry about the filters, but you can. Okay, so some of these filters that do come out, which I guess, yeah, you probably should actually check these. This is the other side. So the other, they check everything. So by default, you probably don't want some of these on here. So the canceled, the sale fail, expired, contingent, off market. Again, I don't want any of those on there. I could maybe keep the coming soon and the pending if I want. So let me redo that. And I'm going to hit, so you guys should actually do that before you hit the include all. Okay, then I can include all. So now I'm at 46. Still including some of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on these listings and I'm going to remove them to make sure, like these are all the off market ones. So if you guys do it the normal way, run your filters first and then you won't have to deal with those. Actually, remove all. I don't know what I'm doing. Remove all. Okay, now I'm going to go back to my search. And here's my 46 to include all of these. Okay, now I'm at the 46. Now I can hit continue. And then here's basically your display. So you could even come in here and adjust any of these. Like if you know any of these properties had any kind of adjustment, you can add that in. But if you're really just running this to just give people an idea of what's happening in their neighborhood, you don't have to really worry about that. But it's up to you. You can add adjustments onto any of these. Basically, the adjustments can be positive or negative. You see it will change them. If I could literally say, okay, I'm going to add 40,000 for a kitchen. And it will literally readjust the price per square foot. And if at any point I want to change that, and that could be positive or negative on that. You can also edit any of the remarks. This is 46 listings. I wouldn't recommend spending the time doing that, but if you did want to, you can. Okay, so then if I'm good with that, basically I can go through and all the way on the bottom, I can hit continue. And now it gives me my estimated price range and my net proceeds page. Okay, you probably don't need this for the neighborhood report, which I will show you how to remove these. But for this, I'm just going to hit continue now. And this is just the basic. So let me just show you where we're at now, and then we're going to build upon this. So basically my cover has nothing because I didn't pull in my report, but we will add a cover page, and my property summary has nothing. Okay, so this is actually this is like the second page in the report after the cover. It's really the first page. So you can add a whole summary in here on that neighborhood. So anything that you want to add, and I'm going to show you where you're going to add that, but this is basically can be our little intro for that neighborhood. And then I have my listing overview, which is showing all the comparables, my side-by-side comparisons. They can go through all of this, very clean. This is the benefit with MOXI, is it's very, very clean and it's very interactive. So they can even click on any of this. So even again, if you guys are printing this out or even emailing this, they can get an idea of what's happening, you know, and these are all interactive too. If you guys are new to MOXI, I'm just showing you some of the features that it does have. And then here again, I have my price, size, and square foot, and my price days on the market. So this is really just a general, and then my price analysis of the market value, and then my seller proceeds, which I'm going to get that one out. And then of course my agent bio. So this is why you don't want to look like mine. You want it to be full. All right, so let's build on this. So first and foremost, what I would do is add a cover page. So how you can do this is right over here when you have this selected, you see this little pencil tool. If I click on that pencil, I can even add a title. So if I say, okay, I'm going to add this Harbor Beach neighborhood report. And then you can add an image right here. So here's my image. Now you could upload right there, and I already have some uploaded that I could just pull off of that I'm going to use. And then you add that. And now I have this date. So you see that had date showing up. If I don't want to show that, I could literally turn this off. And then this is an automatic save feature. So just click out of that and it's going to recalibrate. There it is. So now I have Harbor Beach neighborhood report. Basically have all this in here. Now, if I go back to that property summary page, basically how you go back to that is you got to go back to this up at the top, this subject property. Okay, and this is actually where I'm going to put in those remarks. So here, I actually downloaded a little paragraph on Harbor Beach. So I have it ready, and basically I'm going to copy and paste it into here. So where you copy and paste it is right here in this remarks section. So, and this could be anything. I mean, you guys can get really creative here. You're actually allowed 2,000 characters. So even if you wanted to make this even more enhanced, maybe you want to talk about schools or have any kind of things in there, you can do that. Now you can edit this a little bit if you expand this. A little more presentable. So something like that. And then I would hit continue to make sure it's in there. So now if I go back to my pages, I can click on that property summary and there it is. I have basically a little write-up on Harbor Beach. Okay, so now I can basically keep building onto this. So some of the things that I saw on here that I didn't want were obviously the seller proceeds. Since this is a neighborhood report, I don't need this page. So what I could do is I could highlight this like this, and that little red circle with the X, I could click on that to take it out. Okay, you also, if you don't want to have the pricing analysis or any other pages in here, you can easily take them out. Maybe the property summary page. No, you do want that one. Okay, so now if I want to further enhance this and see like that little typo that I have Fort Lauderdale, so obviously I would want to go fix that so it doesn't show that in lowercase. And then hit continue. Okay, so now what I would like probably to do is include some MarketQuest reports. So if you guys aren't familiar with MarketQuest has a lot of data that you can actually put in that gives you a snapshot of kind of an area. So here it is. Sorry, my voice is like, sorry, going today. MarketQuest V2. And this is what you see. So you see I have 4 different reports here. Now this background, if you guys see a different background, if you see a starry night, you guys can edit this background. All you have to do is literally hit that button, edit background image. It's going to give you a gallery. I think honestly, all of us in Florida have the same gallery for now. I think they are going to enhance it where we can upload our own pictures, but I think this is all of our choices. You guys may have some different ones. Because these are literally Fort Lauderdale. So you guys probably have a few different ones, but literally all you have to do is just go over that and hit that set as default image. Your image should be that first one of what you want. Okay, so I highly recommend it because I think the default one is the Starry Night, which obviously everyone knows this is not a good representation of Florida. We would like to show our beautiful beaches and waters. So here you have a few options here to change that. And then once you have that set and it says default image, you could literally just exit out of that. And now you should see that image in the background of what it's going to be. So now basically you're ready to run the report. So if you guys are new to this, we have 4 different types of reports that you can really add into this profile. So obviously you have your number 1. So if you are number 1 on any of our areas, you can even add in the number 1 claims for that area. So for example, since that is Broward, I could search Broward County, for example, and hit update. And it's going to show me the number 1 claims for Broward County. If I even wanted to go further, I could put in Fort Lauderdale, I could put in the city, or even the zip code. I will tell you though, we're not number 1 for Fort Lauderdale. So I'm going to stick to just the county for this. But if you guys want to run that and check, you can certainly run that. If it doesn't show, that means we're not number 1. It's only going to show you for the number 1 claims, where we're number 1. The other ones, like market position, will show you where we're at no matter what. Okay, so then how this works is basically you see what it's showing. It's telling me last quarter, it's for the brokerage, it's how many 28 buy sides. This one was last quarter, it's showing my volume is up 14.46 list volume. So you can figure out what you want to show. Okay, basically it's giving you a little preview here of the blue line. And I can even go here to show all of them. So the blue line is us, obviously. And it's giving you a preview of what the graph is going to look like. So because this is a high-end community, this is probably the graph that I would go with for this community because it's 1 million plus. It is a high-end community that has multi-million-dollar homes in it. So this is probably the graph that I would choose for that. So once I click on that, it gives me an idea of where we're at. And this is great because it's ran last month. So it's showing me here's where Coldwell Banker is, here's what the other brokerages are. So maybe this is something that I want to include. So there's a few ways to include this. And this is also great too for social media for you guys. These are very easy. You see how they have social media assets. So on here on the bottom, you could download any of these marketing assets. This one is just saying rank number 1. I don't know why anyone would use that one. It's very bland. This one shows the actual graph on it. So here, if I was going to use that graph, I can literally click on this social image, and it's going to tell you how you want to download it. So it has wide, which wide they say is for Facebook, but honestly, I think the square works across the board for everything. Square works very easy for any post on any of the social media. If you guys are going to do it in a story, the tall works very well for that. So here for this, since it is in a MOXI, the wide actually may work actually pretty well for the MOXI. So I can hit wide and I could download this. You could download this 2 ways. Okay, one is this way, where it's going to download it as an image. I'm just going to put it on my desktop. Actually, let me change the name of that so I know what it is. Okay, and there it goes. You saw it download. Okay, the other way that you can do this is you have up the top here, share report. And this gives you a lot of different options for this. You can even have a website, preview the website. So if you guys even wanted to send this out, you have this where you can actually have this link sent out, and it basically has all of your contact information. It has a way to contact you. And it even shows like a link to the view homes on the Coldwell Banker site. So this is one way, and this is basically like a website. And this could be even something you post online. Or you saw that I can export it as a social media like we just did, or I can do a PDF or email this. So the PDF does upload into MOXI as well. So you can also do it as the PDF if that's easier. And this is what it looks like. So it's really how you want to show it. The PDF does have you on it, has all your information, your picture, and it's like that. It doesn't have that image on the background. Only the social media one has that image on the background. Okay, and so then there's two ways to download this. You have landscape and portrait. I was just told that my battery's low for my headphones. So if I lose you, just let me know, or somebody just come off of volume if you can't hear me. So you'd have to think about how you're going to do with the neighborhood report. So before you do this, you need to decide, or are you printing this or are you showing this online? Okay, so with MOXI, that's two different ways. So it's two different orientations. So the online version shows it as a landscape. The printed version shows it vertical as the portrait. So that's where you're going to have to decide at first how you're going to do this. I'm going to say landscape because we're going to show this. I'm going to say we're going to email this out and show this online. So then here it is. I get to download it again. It does that neighborhood report. Now remember, when you download a PDF, if you're uploading it into MOXI, whatever the name of that file is how exactly it's going to upload into MOXI. So be aware of that, because sometimes PDFs get weird names. So I may want to actually change this. Maybe I want to say Broward, Florida. Well, we all know it's Florida. Everyone here knows it's Florida. I would say Broward Market Report. And then click save. Okay, and I'll show you how to upload either way, whichever way you want on the MOXI. I'm just getting these all prepared now. Okay, so that's the first one, number one, claims. Now, if I go over here to the market position, now really the market position is just for you. If you guys are worried or not worried, if you're just concerned or want to know where you stand or where Coldwell Banker stands in any area, this will show you where we're at no matter what. Okay, so if you didn't see that we didn't come up for the number one claims, check the market position and this will tell you where we're at. So it's really the same thing. It's just letting you know where we're at. So the market trends is really the one I really want to focus on in the market snapshot. So the market trends is basically gives you a report like this. I get to actually then hone in, so I could again check my location filters. Just froze on me. Come on, acting very slow. Oh, Teams, I swear, slows everything down. Okay, so here are the location filters, and you see with the market trends, I get a lot more options than I did with the number one claims. So it goes all the way down to even subdivision, which is awesome, especially for this neighborhood report. So basically what I'm going to do is go look for that subdivision. And again, use this little scroll bar. You have to basically click on it and scroll through, especially if you guys do like a W name. I did that one time and it was like I had to scroll forever, but here, Harbor Beach, so that's my neighborhood. And then I can even further enhance this if I wanted. I have additional filters. Like you see, it says single family townhome condominium. I know this isn't a condo area. I know it's not a townhome. It's really only single family. And then you could put your price. You could put your either a price range or a time. But really, you guys know if you're doing a neighborhood report, it's going to filter to that neighborhood anyway. So then I could hit update. It's basically going to give me an idea of what that report looks like. So here's the report, and this was for October. And you see, basically, I get a whole breakdown here. I get average list price, median price, sales price, all of this. And then if I keep scrolling, the heck? Sorry, guys, it's not moving. So here you get the average median sales price. Teams is like freezing my number of properties sold and the absorption rate. Ugh. Sorry, my computer is literally, I don't know what is going on. It's freezing here. There it goes. Okay, so you get an idea here. Basically what it has is all of this. So now you can decide how you want to show these numbers. So here's the default. It does the up arrow or the down arrow if it's gone up or down, obviously. You have the percentage, shows how much it's gone up or down, or the actual figure. Personally, I like the percentage one. Okay, there it goes. So now you can see what I get. So I get average and median sales price, and this goes over all the way back to 2018. Sales price, number of properties sold, what the absorption rate is, what's the average days on the market, which is pretty crazy. You look at that compared to 2019 to now, the last 2 years, it's just insane. And then you have inventory, new listings, and so forth. So now what I can do is I can export this report. It's going to ask me the same questions of it. Do I want it landscape or portrait? So again, make sure that it coincides with whatever you decided you're going to print your MOXI. And then all of those areas, I can decide what I want to export out of it. Now, you can always delete these because every page actually imports separately into MOXI as well. So once these are in MOXI, you can delete them as well, but you can check them off if you didn't want any right here. So I'm going to hit that export. Come on, export. I don't know if this is a Teams thing or if this is MarketQuest going slow. It normally doesn't take this long, guys. So there it is. And again, remember, be aware of the naming. You can either leave it like that, but again, that's going to show up exactly like that in your MOXI. So here, I may just change it a little bit. I don't think I need the date on there because I think it tells you. And then I'm going to save that. Okay, so then I got those 2 reports, and now I'm going to pull one more, which is this market snapshot. So that's over here, this last one. Okay, so then what I can do is, again, once I have that, it's location filters. And again, I can hone in right on that neighborhood. I can find it. There it is, Harbor Beach. And again, I could take these off. Really doesn't matter though if you're doing a neighborhood. And then hit update. And now it says no MLS data. So that's very strange because I ran this before and it didn't say that. Try that again. It's really weird. Okay, so I'm gonna have to tell somebody about this because it should be something here. Okay, so it gave it to me for Broward, but it's not giving it to me for this subdivision. So I'm gonna have to talk to them on this. That's really weird because I just did this the other day and it did pull it for the subdivision. But what you should see is something like this for that neighborhood. So you see it gives you basically a snapshot of what happened, number of properties sold, average days on the market, average sales price, and so forth. The idea is you actually have that for the neighborhood, which you guys let me know if you guys are seeing that same thing for your neighborhood. Then again, you could do the same thing. So if I want to share that snapshot, I want to download that. I basically hit that, download again. I'm going to choose the wide for MOXI. And again, just be Well, actually, this is a JPEG, so I don't really need to worry about the name. Okay, so now I have basically 3 reports that I can pull into my MOXI. Okay, so now I'm going to go back and I'm going to basically add these in. So now if I go back to my pages, I can start deciding where I'm going to put these items. So here, if I have the property summary, maybe I want to add them right after the property summary. So then what you could do is whatever page you highlight on, it's going to add it underneath that page. So I can hit add page, add from actually, no, not add from library. I don't know why I did that. Add page, create new. And so there's 2 ways. Like you can either do the upload the PDF. So some of them we know are PDFs, and then some of them are images. So the upload the PDF. And again, you just go find that file. Here it is. Broward Market Report was 1. So again, now I just hit upload, and basically it'll go through all of the pages and upload them. It's pretty quick. It's 9. This is like 9 pages. Actually, that was only 1. You see how it pulls up, shows the market report for that area. And then I can just add another one. So now I can go back, hit again, create new, and then upload PDF, find that file, market trends or something. Here's the market trends. Okay, this is the one that was 9 pages. And then hit upload. Hopefully it goes fast. It normally goes fast. There it goes. But you see, guys, this is the benefit with MOXI. It makes it very easy to basically customize any of these into here. Also, too, is the benefit is you have this link now. So you can even add this if you guys created a neighborhood report. This could be a link that you can even add in your email blast to that neighborhood. All right, it's almost done. 7 of 9 pages. And there it is. So it basically breaks it into each page. And again, like I said, if you didn't want one of these pages in here, you could certainly take it out. And here it is. So even if I didn't want the cover page, for example, because it's just literally telling me the cover, I probably don't need this page. I can remove this. And then I'm just going to go right into it because it already tells you on this page what it is. It says October, but it's up to you. It tells you where the dates it goes through and so forth. Okay, so then how you add that other one that was an image that had the nice graphic in the background? Because remember I did 2 of these with Broward County. So let me show you how you add that other one that's an image. You would have to go add page, create new, and you would use the build page since that was a JPEG. It wasn't a PDF. So then how I do it is I'm going to pick that one. It's only one of them. And I could hit create, or you could even do this one. If you wanted to write something about it, you could do this version. Actually, I'll show you this one if you wanted to do a writing. What you could do basically is like this, hit image, and I could upload that. Look, it looks like I already have some in here. That was another property. So here, let me upload that Broward one to show you. Broward, here it is. And then you could even write something about it if you wanted to. If you wanted this, or if you decide, okay, maybe I don't want this, I just want to do the whole thing, then you could just add it in here. Basically can change this as you are here. Like I could do 1. Okay, and hit that image. there it is, hit add, big like that. So however you want to do this, I could basically can get rid of this row if I wanted to. I just trash it. And now I have that big thing there. So you can even put a title here. I could put my logo if I wanted, whatever you wanted here, or you could just take it out. If you don't want any of that, you decide later, maybe I don't want that. You could just take it out. So then all I have to do is hit save. And again, remember, whatever you save this is going to be what's in the MOXI. Save. And now I can X out of this. Okay, so basically they're both the same. So I could decide whichever one I want to keep. Oh, I like the prettier one better, so I'm going to delete that one. Okay, so now basically we're building this out. So we have a market trends in here. I have my overview, and now maybe what I want is to add a video of, say, Harbor Beach. So I could do that again. I could just go to, I'm going to Google on YouTube. Now, obviously, you guys should have a video of something. Don't do what I'm going to do and steal somebody's. That wouldn't be good. Since it's just for example, I just am showing you. Here, actually, this is a good one. So this is going to be actually a video of the neighbor of Harbor Beach. Obviously, this is not me, so don't do this. So what I'm going to do is all you have to do is grab that link. So I can hit copy. And then if I add this in, again, I'm just going to add a page, create new, and you're going to build it. And I'm going to select this one since it's just the one video and hit create. And now what you want to do is just hit that video button and paste that URL. Okay, so now I can add that in. You have that neighborhood tour in there. And again, if you guys are printing this, obviously you don't really want the video in there. It's not going to make sense for the printed version. So then I could just say Harbor Beach video and save it. Okay, so you see it's really building out here. Now, to further enhance this, what you can do also is add in that CBX buyer pages. So if you want to give people an idea of what kind of buyers or where people are selling or coming from for that area, you can do that as well. It's a little different with the buyer summary pages because I don't have an actual address. But let's see, it will pull up, I think, generic. So let me see how it pulls up, actually. You may have to pull one listing in or one in from here. So how you would do that is, again, add page, and you would add it from the library. It's literally right here, the CBX pages. It's the two. So I can add these in. Add and add. And then if I go back to my pages, what you're going to see is this little eyeball is off because my subject property. So I will have to add in a better subject property for this. So what I can do is just pull in one listing from there to give people an idea of basically where the buyers are coming from. Okay, so here's one. Let me just grab this. Here, I'll write it in, 2505 Laguna Terrace. Okay, so then always make sure you hit continue if you add anything to that page. That's basically the save is the continue. So now I can basically go to my pages again. go back to my profile here. Oh, because I don't have all my price and sale in there. It wants to be a big pain in the butt. So here, an easier way to do this, God, this site is very landing page oriented, is to grab the MLS number. Obviously, that's a much easier way because it's going to pull in all the details. Right here. Let me just grab an MLS number. And you don't have to have this in there. If it's just an idea of if you wanted to show them what's average people coming from. Grab this. Now I'm going to go back here. I'm going to paste that MLS. There it is. It pulled everything in. So now my buyer profile will match. Basically, that's what you get. It tells you the buyer profile. Like I said, you don't have to put this in. If you did, if you thought maybe they would be interested in this, you can. It tells you the average age of that area. And then here, the profile map tells you basically where the buyers are going to come from, kind of their habits, where they're at. And again, it's only something if you thought that they would benefit from this. Okay, so the other thing that I would say too is when you guys, if you guys are deciding to print this, okay, because there's a little thing with the printing. So with the printing, like I said, is it switches it to portrait. So remember that every office in Coldwell Banker, they have those binding machines, okay? And you can actually have this look really nice, have it binded in the machine. Now, obviously, if you're going door to door, I wouldn't put it all in those covers. That's going to be expensive for our office. But you can usually staple it, just print these out, staple it, and go door to door if you're going door to door. But the thing to be aware of is how this prints PDF is a little different than obviously how it looks online. So if you go here to this cover page and you hit this pencil button, so remember we went to this part. If you actually scroll all the way down, you have these options here for PDF cover design. Now this one here, that Rainier or whatever it's named, that's the default for the PDF. So especially if you're doing a nice area, like this is a really high-end area in Fort Lauderdale, I probably wouldn't want to pick this cover because it's very ugly. The picture gets lost behind there, but that is a good cover if you guys do have an ugly property. It's a great cover to use. But since this is a nice area, I'm going to change this PDF cover. And so you have all these options here. You see that I basically have these options, cherry, and whatever these weird names are. I'm going to select one of these. So now you see it changed it. I'm going to change it to that. It's selected. That's what you want to see is it's selected. Okay, so now what happens is if I go out of this and I'm going to say, okay, view PDF, or wait till it recalibrates itself. View print portrait. Now this is going to give me the idea of what the actual PDF looks like. Now, as that's generating, I want to also specify, because we have so many comps in here, because there's so many comps, you guys should be aware of your PDF. Okay, and what I mean by that is some of these comps, as you know, they can have like 30 plus photos on them. So you're really going to want to restrict that, because in a PDF, it will print every single one of those photos, which can be a lot of paper and be a big report. So how you can minimize that is if you actually go here to the listing overview page and you hit that pencil, you can tell it how many images to have. So here, for example, I can say 9, for example, because I say 3 rows of 3. That's going to give me 9 pictures, and I can limit it to say, okay, only 1 page of pictures per comp, for example. This would be 9. You can even turn it off, or you can even have it be more. But that's how you restrict it, and that's going to help a lot with the size of your PDF. Okay, so now this is almost done. And you see, like, look, I didn't restrict that at first. I got 103 pages. Okay, in MOXI, this is 23 pages. This is what I'm saying. This is where it could be ridiculous amount of pages in here. But this is what it looks like. So you see, it gives a nice image. It gives a nice little thing over here with this. You have your property overview. And so you can basically go through and see how this looks printed. These buyer profile pages can be a lot too. Like, you see what it does is it puts everything in here on the rankings, the matches, all of this. But they would get all of this information. You can decide what you want to print, what you don't, just so you know. But basically those comps, if I ever get to them, you see how all the pictures are there. Actually, these aren't showing all the pictures. Oh, these are just all my comps because they had like 42 comps, right? Yeah, that's why I had 42 comps. I actually had my photos off when I printed this, and it's still 103. So just be aware of that, and if you want to print that. But again, if you guys have this and you just want to do this as a view web, remember that link gives you the ability. Now you can share this all anywhere. So you could share this online, you can email this out, and you can even email this out just on your email, and you can hide that link in anything in your email so it looks nice. Just remember, you got to grab that first email, that first link, not email, the first link, because once you start scrolling through your presentation, the link changes. Okay, so that's, just be aware of that. All right, so any questions on this? I know I threw a bunch of stuff at you guys, but you see, MOXI is definitely very customizable. Oh, they did the same thing. Yeah, Teams does tend to Teams does seem to slow everything down. Gary asked, is there an end date once you build the report? No. So that's actually the great thing with MOXI, is it'll house all of your reports for as long as you want in your dashboard. If you go back actually to MOXI here, everything will stay. If I go home, everything will stay on my dashboard here. So it'll stay until I actually hit delete or get rid of it. Yeah, so don't worry about that. And here, let me show you, because somebody actually, the last time I did this class, somebody emailed their neighborhood report. I don't remember who it was. If I could find it. And I thought it was so good how they did it. That was. I'll have to send it to you guys if I could find it. I don't remember who that was, but it was really good. They did it. I had a few. Oh, of course, I can't remember. But any questions while I'm looking for this that you guys have? No, you guys are good? Dang it, I wish I could show you. I wish I could remember who that was. I don't remember who that was. I had a few of them too, send it to me. Can't remember now. I just wanted to show you how somebody else did it, but I can't find it now. Yeah, no, I can't find it, of course. Sorry. I wish I could, because they did it actually really cute. I just wanted to show you a different way. Now I wish I could show who it was. I can't remember who the heck it was. Yeah, no, sorry guys, I can't remember who. Many emails. Yeah, no, I can't remember who it was. But like I said, is you could really customize this, guys. You can make it your own, okay? So you can add anything that you want. You can even add images of the property in there. If you guys have static stills, add those in. Those can be you can have a page of photos if you wanted. You can also enhance on that property summary page. You can enhance things like the schools. You can even have a page for the schools or things to do in the area, stuff like that. So you can really customize this as much as you want. Yes, so the recording will actually show back up in the chat as soon as I stop this meeting. It'll come back in the chat. So how you actually find that is you just come back into the meeting like you did today, come to the chat section like you're writing in, and the recording will be there. If you can't find it, feel free to give me an email and I will send it to you. All right, but any other questions that you guys have? This is really just to know that MOXI does a lot of different things. So it's just really showing you a different way of utilizing this tool that can be to your benefit. All right, well, if you guys don't have any questions, I will let you guys go. Thank you so much, and I will talk to everyone soon. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of the week.